Hello, good morning to all. Myself, Mrs. Pooja Patil, working as Head of Department in Ray Shikshan Sanstha's Karmavir Bhaurao Patil Polytechnic Satara. I am working in Department of Electrical Engineering and today I am going to conduct a lecture on the subject AC machines. As per MSBT syllabus, subject code is 22523 and this subject is included for 5th semester of iSCHEM. Today we will discuss unit number 1 and under this unit we are going to study a 3-phase induction motor. Our first bit is introduction of 3-phase induction motor. So we are going to study the introduction of 3-phase induction motor. The 3-phase induction motors are the most widely used electrical motors in industry. Nowadays we know that for all locomotive types of applications as well as for industries, instead of preferring the use of engines, we prefer the electrical motors, and that too the most commonly used electrical motor is a 3-phase induction motor. These motors are having the advantage that they are essentially a constant speed motors even though load is changing from no load to full load. So even if the load is variable, these motors can operate without any change or fluctuations in the speed. One thing you should note that even though with respect to load, the speed is not changing, but the speed is frequency dependent, and consequently these motors are not easily adapted to speed control. What it means that as far as load variation is considered, with the change in the load the speed is not changing, but if the frequency is changing, speed is directly proportional to the frequency. But the frequency of the supply which we are using, it is a constant speed, and therefore the motors are not going to change their speed easily. But if you want to have some variation in the speed, these motors are not adaptable for variation or the control of the speed. So if we require a large speed variation, in 3-phase induction motor is not the right choice. But in that case you should prefer a DC motor where by using simple methods we can change the speed over a wide range just by using some electronic controllers, or by simply a rheostat use we can have a variation in the speed, but that is not possible for a 3-phase induction motor. So if we take the overview, the 3-phase induction motors are very simple, rugged, low priced, easy to maintain, and can be manufactured with characteristics which can suit the most industrial requirements. So that is the advantage of 3-phase induction motor, that it is a comparatively most cheap motor. Construction is very sturdy and we can design it as per the industrial requirements. So if we compare its construction with any other motor, like all other types of electrical motors, a 3-phase induction motor, it will be also having two parts, a stator and a rotor. The stator carries a 3-phase winding which is also called as a stator winding, while the rotor carries a short circuited winding. That is important thing to be noted, that in case of induction motor, the winding which is provided on the rotor, it is always a short circuited winding and it is called as a rotor winding. Supply, where it is connected, you should remember that in case of 3-phase induction motor, only the stator winding is fed from 3-phase supply. Rotor winding is not connected to any supply. So where from the supply is given to the rotor? That is the question. The rotor winding derives its voltage and its power from the externally energized stator. What it means that we give the supply to the stator and then the rotor is inducing an EMF through the principle of electromagnetic induction. Hence, this motor is known as an induction motor. If we compare this motor with another type of machine, the name arises that the induction motor can be considered to be a transformer. It is similar to a transformer. Means what? Just like a transformer, it is having two windings, primary winding and the secondary winding. Similarly, induction motor is also having two windings, namely stator and the rotor. And the rotor winding in the induction motor, it can be considered as a winding similar to the secondary winding of the transformer. So we say that it is a machine which is having a rotating secondary. Induction motor is a machine similar to transformer, but it is having a rotating secondary, whereas transformer is having secondary which is a stationary. Therefore, we can describe an induction motor as a transformer type AC machine in which electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy. That is the difference. Transformer is not going to convert the energy, but induction motor, it is going to convert the energy from electrical energy to mechanical energy. And how it is possible? It is possible only because of the fact that in case of induction motor, the winding which we are comparing with the transformer secondary winding, that is the rotor winding, it is rotating winding. So now we'll see what are the advantages of three-phase induction motor. First, very important, it is very simple in construction, and the simplicity in the construction has made it most popular machine which is used in the industry. Naturally, the first advantage, that is simple in construction, it implies the second advantage, that is due to the simplicity in the construction, the cost of the motor is low. So we can say that this machine is economical in cost. Naturally, again, as the construction is simple, it requires very less maintenance. It requires very less maintenance. One more advantage, and which is very important advantage, it is that it has high efficiency, because the losses which are taking place in this electrical motor are low as compared with other electrical motors, and that's why it provides high efficiency. Now, as I have stated in the second advantage, that is it is economical in cost and simple in construction and requires less maintenance. So the expenditure which we have to spare for its maintenance, that we call as a maintenance cost, it is also low. It is also low. One more advantage is that it is self-starting. It is self-starting. We do not need to make any provision of extra starting method. It is robust and mechanically strong. Then this is also very important advantage, that its overload capacity is high, and therefore if by some reason machine is overloaded, it suddenly does not affect the working of the motor. And again, I will read one more advantage which has made it more popular in the industries, and that advantage is that if the machines are small capacity motors, small means how much? Less than 5 HP. If the motors are having their rating less than 5 HP, they don't need to provide any starter. So naturally it reduces the initial investment on the cost of the starter. It avoids the related expenditure on the maintenance of the starter. So we have discussed all above advantages, but till then no doubt it is having some disadvantages. So for some applications we cannot use a three-phase induction motor. What are these disadvantages? That we will discuss now. The first disadvantage is that it is essentially a constant speed motor and its speed cannot be changed easily. Means, you see, for some applications, even though I have listed it as a disadvantage, for some applications it will be a positive side point, that its speed does not vary, but where we need a particular requirement that the speed should be variable and it should be under the control of operator, in that case we cannot choose a 3-phase induction motor because it is a constant speed motor and its speed is not easily changed, and if you want to make the change in the speed we have to make provision of VFDs that we'll discuss afterwards. Second drawback, it is that the motor provide a medium starting torque. Starting torque is not that much high. Third disadvantage is that it is very sensitive to fluctuations in supply voltage. So whenever there is some variation in the supply voltage, it is going to affect the torque produced by the motor, because torque is proportional to voltage. Torque is proportional to voltage. Next, though I have said that for motors which are less than 5 HP, these motors does not require starter, but where we are using high capacity motors, that is the motors which are having their rating above 5 HP, then in that case essentially these machines require a separate starter. These machines require a separate starter, and selection of the starter depends upon the nature of the load. What is the requirement of the load? Accordingly, you have to select the proper starter. And one very important disadvantage which you should note, that especially if these motors are operated below the full load capacity, means if you are using these machines for load which is very less than the full load, then the power factor of the induction motor is less, and that causes the overall low system power factor, and low system power factor, it is not favored because it may cause a fine for the user. One more disadvantage is that it takes a large current from the line at the instant of starting. Even though we are using a starter, or if we are not using a starter, till then at the starting instant it takes a current near about 5 to 6 times more than the full load current. So now we will see what are the applications of 3-phase induction motor. Though we have not studied in detail, here I will just like to revise one point, that this motor, it is having two types. One is the squirrel cage induction motor and other is the slip ring induction motor. The characteristics of these two motors are totally different from each other. So for some applications we can use a squirrel cage induction motor, whereas for some other applications we are using a slip ring induction motor, which is also known as wound rotor induction motor. This is because of the difference in the characteristics of squirrel cage induction motor and slip ring induction motor. So in detail we will study the characteristics afterwards, but here we will see the applications separately. What are the applications of squirrel cage induction motors, and then we will discuss what are the applications of slip ring induction motor. So let us see the applications of squirrel cage induction motor. The important point to be noted is that squirrel cage induction motor is nearly a constant speed motor. It is nearly a constant speed motor, and comparatively its starting torque is low. Its starting torque is low. So this machine, it is used for all the types of industrial drives. It is used for all the types of industrial drives, different types of machines which we are running at a constant speed. So I have listed number of applications. First one is lathe machine, which is a most common use machine in the mechanical industries. Then next, flour mills, grinders, centrifugal pump, drilling machine, laundry washing machine, woodworking machine, blowers, printing machines. These are some examples which I have given. Some are industrial applications, some may be for even domestic application, but for all these applications the machine is expected to run at a constant speed. Few more examples applications are there. We will see again. Next application, it is used for fans, then in cement mills, in textile mills, in industrial drives, in domestic water pumps, and also various types of presses, concrete mixes, and large refrigerators. Now we'll see what are the applications of slip ring induction motor. If we compare slip ring induction motor with the squirrel cage induction motor, the advantage of slip ring induction motor is that it can provide a high starting torque, and we can make adjustment in the starting torque as per the requirement of load. And secondly, its speed is also comparatively variable, and that's why this machine is used where initial torque requirement is more and where we do not need to run the machine continuously. So applications are particularly locomotive types of applications. I have listed the applications. First is line shafting, then vibrators, then boring machines, lift, crane, hoist, elevators, compressors, conveyors, crushers. So all these applications which I have stated here, that they demand high starting torque, and that high starting torque is provided by the slip ring induction motor, and there we select thereby in slip ring induction motor. So students, today we will be just having an introduction of this topic, and now I will stop the lecture. So thank you for giving attention towards my lecture.